I'll call this meeting to order. And will you join us in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, our fearless leader, Mr. Griesenbrock, is not feeling well, and we wish him a speedy recovery, first of all. So the other GM will be taking over just for the evening. You'll see a presentation on the agenda. That's going to be happening another time. Do we have a date for that?
August 23rd.
Okay, that will be happening at August 23rd, and that's Landis Hudson from Maine Rivers, and the discussion will be Alewives. I see no public hearings. So we'll move on. Adjustments to the agenda.
One concerning appointments of some folks to some committees. Where would you like to put that, Madam Chairman?
That could be new business. No?
Yeah, 10-3.
Yep, 10-3. It's always good news. Do we have any citizen comments? No comment? Citizen? Okay. Select board comments.
Good.
My goodness. Bob. Will.
I don't have anything tonight either.
Oh, my goodness, we have nothing to talk about. I just had one brief little thing. The Maine Town and City magazine that comes out sometimes has some interesting articles. And one of them, the first article in this latest one, was on volunteerism. And it made me think back to when the first time I retired in 2007, I decided I would volunteer for a public library. And that's what I did. And that was so much fun. I volunteered at the Botanical Gardens. And that was a lot of fun. And before the Botanical Gardens, I volunteered at Saddleback. And that was fun. And I remember saying to my friends, if volunteerism paid the bills, that's what I would have done for my life's career. Because I learned all kinds of things that unexpectedly, I learned all kinds of interesting facts and met a lot of kind, nice people, and still do. So this article was just talking about how volunteerism has gone down since the pandemic, but it also said that Maine has been in the top 10 for volunteerism. And that was encouraging. It was nice. And we're going to be talking about appointments later this evening. We have a lot of volunteer groups in Waldoboro, and that's something that anyone can check the website or talk to somebody in the office to see what positions are open, and you might find something that you like, and you'll find some new friends and learn something new. So keep volunteering in mind.
And that's inspired me to add
Yes.
something, if I may.
Yes, you may.
I mentioned Oktoberfest earlier. We are looking for volunteers. We figure we need at least 15. I know you're volunteering.
I am.
And we have a number of folks as well, but we need volunteers to help regulate parking, maybe to do some cooking, to help with the games, and to help serve beer, which can't be all that bad. So if you have time on October 1st, which is the date it's scheduled for, please get in touch and we'll get you fixed up.
Okay, Oktoberfest, October 1st, and all kinds of things that you can volunteer for. Sounds good. And if you can't volunteer, just go anyway.
Yep.
That will be fine. That brings us down to the town manager's report. You there, Julie?
I'm here. How are you?
Good. Do you have a manager's report or something you'd like to?
I do. I just wanted to, I did put out on Facebook about the tax freeze for residents over 65. We'll also put out something when we send out tax bills. But information is on our website about that. And I also linked it on Facebook to all the relevant pages at the state. And there's been some questions about how that money gets replenished to the town. And that is through the state. The state makes up the difference between where the taxes were frozen and the amount that it raises. So the town is not losing tax dollars. So there's all kinds of information that we have links to on the website for that. I just wanted to make that well known. And the only other thing that I had is we're celebrating our 250th birthday. I don't know how many of you drive through Richmond, but they are having their 200th birthday. And on their downtown, on some of their poles, are these banners that have an old picture, actually all different older historical photos, with a happy 250th birthday. And I thought that might be something that the town might want to contribute to the birthday party, is something similar to that. So I just wanted to put that in your minds. And that's all I've got right now.
Oh, that's interesting. We can mention some of that at the next meeting. And we do have every other week, we've been having a meeting for the 250th anniversary, and it's headed by John Blodgett, who does a wonderful job. His father, Bill Blodgett, is on the committee. It's nice to have the Blodgett. So John's doing an excellent job keeping everything in line and moving along with that celebration. Consent calendar.
I move we accept the consent calendar.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? And let's vote. All in favor? 3-0. Vote passes. Okay. New business, and that brings us to the letter from Midcoast Rail Service.
Yes, I received that in the mail to the select board, and I thought it was interesting. I have never gotten a communication in the 5 years I've been here from our rails, the current, or what we used to have as the rail service. And I did distribute it to members of the EDC and all of our emergency services, but it was the first time I've gotten one that says, hey, we're new, this is what we're doing, and encouraging businesses to contact them if they had railroad needs.
I thought it was quite interesting. And talking about freight, their emphasis is on freight. So nice. Maybe the newspaper could do a nice article on the new owners. They're out of Geneva, New York. But it would be nice to learn a little bit more about that. So there's a tip for our newspapers. And was there anything you wanted us to do on that, Julie?
No, it was for information, but I thought it was important enough that it should have its own mention in the new business
Okay.
and not be correspondence.
Did you want the letter read into the minutes or anything?
No, it was available on the website, and I'm
Okay.
sure you can give a copy of it. If one of you has your printed agenda, if you gave a copy to our Lincoln County News reporter who's sitting in the front row.
Done. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, and then we have to appoint a chair and vice chair for the Board of Assessors and Overseers of the Port. I think that's pretty easy. We have 2 people missing. We need 2 people. Snooze, you lose. Any interest in anybody here for the Board of Assessors?
I think it's Will's turn to.
It's something we rarely, it's not
It's
something
very,
that happens
very hard to
very
release.
often at all. It's a rare, but it's just a simple lead the meeting.
Yeah, I don't mind.
If you chair it, I'll vice chair it.
Okay, so
Sure.
do we have to vote on that or can we just accept those?
You should vote on it.
Okay, so the motion is that Chair Will Pratt for chair and Bob Butler for vice chair for the Board of Assessors and Overseers of the Port.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, any more discussion? Thank you, gentlemen. All in favor? Okay, motion passes. We have a new chair, Will Pratt, and vice chair, Bob Butler. So we've taken care of that. That brings us to 10-3, the appointments.
So Jan Griesenbrock and I interviewed 3 people last week for 3 committees. John Zimmerman for Browntail Moth, John Nicoli for Economic Development, and Brendan McGurl, I think I pronounced his name right, for Planning Board. And all 3 individuals have a strong interest in the committees they'd like to be on. John Nicoli's already been to 2 EDC meetings and has a good handle on what we're trying to do and has some great ideas of his own. John Zimmerman really got interested in the Browntail Moth Committee because he has some property on Friendship Road where he's been experiencing the problem. And he'd like to become more actively and proactively involved in helping to deal with it and to learn more about it. And Brendan McGurl, wow, he's a project manager. He brings something to the planning board table that we haven't had before. His specialty has been project management for government projects, but that is across the board training for any kind of project you get involved with. So Jan Griesenbrock and I discussed this, and we agreed that we would bring these 3 forward for the select board to approve. So on behalf of Jan and myself, I nominate John Zimmerman for the Browntail Moth Committee, John Nicoli for Economic Development Committee, and Brendan McGurl for the Planning Board.
I'll second those nominations.
Okay, so we have the motion to accept those 3 and seconded. Any other discussion? That's good to have 3 people
Oh, that's
volunteer.
great.
There are those
Fantastic.
volunteers.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
That's great. Okay. All in favor? They are our newest volunteers. They'll be nice to meet them.
You've met Brendan.
I've met Brendan. Yes, he
Yes.
was in my daughter's
Oh,
class
was
in
he?
high school.
Okay.
Yes.
He was at the last meeting too. He had some things to say about the meeting before last. He had some things to say about the disorderly property
Right.
movements.
Yeah.
And they were good
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And that brings us to old business, the update on the priorities.
I think Julie wanted to.
Got some of that candy sticky stuff on that. Have a one?
I think Julie wanted to pen that until we have the full.
Julie, did you want to discuss this or put this off on the next meeting?
I would put it off to the next meeting because I have a feeling that Jan and Abden would want to be involved in that conversation.
Sure. I have a question on the evaluation. When you sent out a new form with the goals
Correct.
on it, and do you want us to fill that out?
Yes.
Okay, my computer is broken. I mean, my printer is broken. So if I could get a copy.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I was going to have that all done and hand them out tonight, but since Mother Nature took a different,
And congratulations, by the way.
thank
New
you,
grandmother.
new grandma.
Yeah, congratulations to the Kaiser family once again.
Yeah, we're growing exponentially.
Yes, yes. How nice. We all look forward to pictures.
I will send them
Great.
when I'm allowed.
Oh, uh-oh. Okay, so we will put this off onto the next meeting. And that brings us down to agenda items for the next meeting. So we have the priorities.
I guess Landis Hudson. Who
We have the, right? And we
We'll
have
give her
the
thought.
LWIVE talk.
And I don't know if Max will need something.
Do you need anything, Max?
Are we going to have an executive session at the next meeting, Julie, assuming everyone's here?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Okay, so we can
that'll be
put
it.
that,
Yes,
reschedule that executive.
yes.
Okay.
Oh, that would
Oh,
be cool.
that'd be good.
Yeah,
Okay. And
Might be an update on code violations.
code
Code
violations.
That might,
Okay. And that meeting is August, what's today?
23rd is the next meeting.
23rd. Wow. School starts shortly after that.
time goes.
Yes, very fast, very fast. So is there anything else anybody would like to bring up? My goodness, it's 10:20. We get the prize
We do.
for the
Very
quickest
well
meeting.
run,
We do?
efficient meeting. Thank you.
Yes. Is there anything else?
Can I
Jimmy?
get the names of those three to you guys approved for the planning? for the
Sure.
boards?
Do you want them now or should I, after the meeting?
Yeah, after the meeting's
Okay.
fine.
Do you have anything, Pam, that you'd like to add or no? Okay, well, then I would entertain a motion to,
I'll motion we adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?